My name is Kevin Bruch. A little over 30 years ago, the modern environmental movement asked a valid question. Why can't the timber industry manage the forest in a more natural manner? But instead of working with loggers to achieve this lofty goal, environmental leaders used the considerable weight of the court system to destroy the timber industry, along with countless innocent logging families. Court involvement ended the pursuit of the solution, as control of all environmental issues quickly shifted to the political opportunist and conflict profiteer. I'm one of the last gyppo loggers in Montana. In the early 90s, after surviving what should have been a life-ending logging accident, I dedicated the remainder of my life to finding that solution. I've found far more. For more than a century, the professional politician has obstructed science, scientific progress, and innovation. During that time, they've made countless poor decisions which have now brought us to the ecological brink. These charlatans, in an effort to protect themselves from the American people, have constructed an almost impenetrable political firewall. I'm convinced that truth has the power to topple that barrier and set us free. I wrote this book out of desperation. It not only exposes these frauds, but also provides the remedies to save the world before it becomes too late. What I'm about to reveal should have came from the environmental movement. The fact that it didn't provides conclusive evidence of political malpractice. Climate change is very real, but CO2 isn't what's driving it. What we're experiencing is the reemergence of a prehistoric drought known as the Altai thermal. As this story unfolds, it will become increasingly apparent that the professional political class caused the demise of our arid western forests, and by extension, the rise of climate change. Several decades ago, I followed a long family tradition and became an old-growth sawyer in northwest Montana. Several stories passed down from my ancestors allowed me to comprehend that the forest structure had undergone a radical negative change during the preceding decades. Here's what many western Montana forest structures look like today. It may look natural to you, but what you're seeing is the real reason the western megafires are occurring and the true driver of climate change. The tall and short trees are two very differently evolved tree types. The short green trees are actually several different fire-intolerant tree species. I'll refer to this tree type as glacial. The glacial tree's fire-intolerant feature provides us a window into the evolutionary past. These shallow-rooted, shade-tolerant trees obviously evolved in areas where the possibility of fire was either very limited or impossible. As a result of this evolutionary reality, even a low-intensity ground fire is usually enough to kill them. I'll refer to the tall trees and other similar tree species as interglacial. The interglacial tree type evolved in areas where fire was possible. They possess long lifespans, deep taproots, thick heat-shielding bark, along with the ability to shed their highly flammable lower limbs. This tree type can survive low-intensity ground fires. The two polar opposite tree types are incompatible and shouldn't be growing next to one another, because when they do, the eventual fire quickly climbs into the canopy and kills everything caught in its path. Last summer, lightning ignited a fire uphill from where this video was taken. This isn't natural. It's the final destructive outcome of a nationwide fire suppression policy which was adopted by the federal government in 1905. Well over 30 years ago, I'd already learned enough about the western forest that I knew this meant that many, if not most of our arid western forests would eventually become consumed by unstoppable canopy fires. To make matters worse, many of these forests were going to die regardless of whether we logged them or not. An unprecedented solution was needed, one that could restore the western forests back to pre-settlement conditions. This conceptual industry will make that vision a reality. For those seeking a deeper understanding about this breakthrough original theory, I encourage you to read the following two books: Northwest Trees by Stephen F. Arno and The Last Old-Growth Sawyer, World-Saving Solutions by Kevin Bruch. Both are available on Amazon. There is a limited second option for those who want a signed copy for The Last Old-Growth Sawyer. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for listening.